Firsts? Oh, first. Lindy, I have so many firsts. I'm going to talk about one. Give me a break. That ain't going to happen. My life is a series of firsts. And at 73, where do I start? Oh, that's easy. When I joined first grade, I was declared first. Yes, in line. I was the shortest. I was the smallest. I was a shrimp. But then again, I was brought up being told, you're not less than anybody else. So at that age, I realized I can be the best looking shrimp in the whole school. So I stood tall. Sort of. It's all in your mind. Keep that in mind. It's all in your mind. This is a picture of what's going to go on. Years later, from being a convent girl, yes, elementary school convent girl, I moved to the American International School. There were less than a dozen Filipinos. So everybody was something else. Blonde, brunette, redhead, freckles, no freckles. But then again, they looked like kids in the movies. Oh, this is so cute. Great. My favorite subject on my first day in school was canteen time. Yes. When I walked to the canteen, there was a funny smell. I said, what is that? Why is it sour? I found out. Another first. The food looked kind of strange. Oh, I'll be safe. Yeah, I'll have hamburger. Yes, I'll have a hamburger, but with everything on it. Looked familiar. And that was my first lesson because in the Philippines, pickles are sweet. You know where this is going. I didn't know there was such a thing called dill pickles, and they're anything but sweet. So I said, more pickles, please. So you know where this is going, right? And so this nice blonde girl, Kathy, who became my best friend, said, oh, you like pickles? I said, they do, but they smell kind of funny. She says, really? So I, yeah. Yes, you know how that goes. Now I learned no extra pickles because they're all going to be dill, right? That's another first. Learn to ask, okay? Stop thinking you're smart. It's not a good idea. Right. Now, moving forward, I will go to another first. I was very young and I didn't tell my parents. I applied for a job. And during those days, remember, I'm 73 now, it was such a big thing to be in the Philippines, Asia, third world country, English speaking, and the receptionists were glamorous, long hair down to my waist. I said, that's me. So it is in one of the biggest computer companies, which were new in 1970. I applied. Immediately got hired on the spot because my boss, yes, I was interviewed by the president, was educated in the US. And he said, oh, what a strange girl. I think I want to hire her. She might not be any good. She's so young, but she's a character. I got hired. The receptionist. Yes. By 10 o'clock, work started at 8. I got fired. Not from the office, from my job. Why? Because he asked me to bring him a cup of coffee. I'm like, excuse me? You want me to bring you a cup of coffee? Why? And he said, because that's what the receptionists do. Excuse me? I don't even serve my dad coffee. Besides, I don't drink coffee. And I don't serve. Rolling of the eyes of the boss. Well, he moved me to the computer department, which I claimed I knew something about. But that's another story for another day. Again, what's the lesson learned? Read your job description. Come on, peeps around the world. What in the world does it say receptionists make coffee for the president? Duh. Well, only the Philippines. So moving forward, this is for Lindy. Lindy's always been curious about, tell me about your first kiss. Okay, Lindy, this one's for you. Yes. Quite a number of Americans here, none of you my age, but if you remember, Sadie Hawkins Day. Yes? Oh, thank goodness. So the girl gets to ask a guy for a date. And I never took no personally. So there was the cutest guy in town. And people were like, we want him, we want him. I'm like, well, you want him, so do I. So I asked him. He said, yes. That's the first lesson I learned. Ask and you will get yes. And so Sadie Hawkins, you go to, you may now kiss the bride. You know how that goes, right? And I said, I've never been kissed before. He looked at me. I looked at him. He closed his eyes smooth. I'm like, I've never been kissed. He was stalled. So I jumped. Yes. And that's my first kiss. I kissed his nose. Lindy, this is for you. My first. Back to you.
Oh, thank you, Vivien, for providing us some life hints and tips. And I have a question for you. Has storytelling somehow changed you as a person? And if so, how?
My lesson to the world is don't take anything personally. Me, I learned not to take anything personally because I learned perception is reality. For me, I was granting Lindy her wish. For others, like, why is she talking about kissing? And for some people, they're like, how stupid can you get? You don't jump to kiss at all. Guy, like, how would I know? So my direct answer to you of is, I learned I don't care if you like my story or not. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. There you go.
Oh, amazing. Thank you, Vivien. Thank you very much for joining and sharing.